G'day, Nigel here from Sax School. Well, welcome to this video where I want to tell you about a brand new program that we're doing in Sax School this year, and that's our Sax School Legend program. Now, this is a really important program for us, the team and I, because it's an opportunity for us to really celebrate a member each month from our membership community for being a legend. So what being a legend means? Well, basically, our Sax School legend is a student who's making amazing progress on the saxophone. That's the first thing. But the second thing, probably even more important, is that they are contributing a lot to the community, to our community of other members by supporting them in our Facebook community with comments or uploading videos themselves and inspiring people. So it's something that we think is really, really important. We love to celebrate our members who are doing well like this. So in this video today, I'm excited to announce our very first Sax School legend, and that is all the way from Scotland, Watson Fraser. Congratulations, Watson.
Thanks, Nigel. Thanks.
So first legend, I think very deserving. And I was looking back today. You've been a member for a while with Sax School, right? Back in 2015. Can you tell us a bit about how you got started with saxophone, or was that something that you came back to later, or had you played when you were younger?
No, musically, I've never really done very much. I dabbled with the violin at primary school. I dabbled with a chanter when I was in the Boys Brigade, and then really had done nothing since until I started saxophone. So really, the inspiration came from I'd gone to a Tina Turner concert, and I remember it was 1986. And it was in Glasgow, and her sax player at the time, I have no idea what the guy's name was, but he was a big, really imposing character, and he was giving it absolute loudly on, well, what I know now was a tenor saxophone, and I thought, God, that would be brilliant to do that. So it's kind of been bubbling away since 1986, and then when I was coming up to retirement from the police, and I was having a chat with my boss about things I want to achieve, and saxophone was one of them. So she'd obviously taken that on board, and she got me some lessons with a local sax tutor up here. And I did kind of nothing about it for about 6 months because I'd started my own business and I was mega busy. And my wife had got in touch with my sax tutor and arranged the first lesson. Kind of went along, maybe a wee bit skeptical, and I thought, I'll see how the 5 lessons go. But as soon as I blew my first note, that was kind of it, and I was hooked. I came home that night, bought a student alto, which I've still got, and it's just been an obsession ever since, I would say.
That's brilliant. I think the Tina Turner recordings of that in the 80s, man, I remember hearing some of those albums. I never got to see her live, but you know, that saxophone sounds really powerful, isn't it? That rock saxophone sound.
Yeah, just brilliant.
Plus that guy had big muscles and lots of hair.
You know who I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it was Clarence Clemens. I can't remember. Somebody will let us know in the comments, I'm sure. But wow, that's fantastic. And so did you discover Sax School around that time?
Yeah, I think as soon as I started playing, I just had a thirst for knowledge, I suppose. I mean, that maybe sounds corny, but I had a thirst for knowledge, and I was on YouTube and I was Googling and trying to find out stuff. And when I came across you, the first video I seen was actually you were playing the clarinet, and it was Stranger on the Shore, and I thought, well, that's good. But then there was a link to the saxophone side of it, and I think I signed up probably as soon as I discovered your site, because I'd come across a few that maybe weren't quite as good, and I've been there since.
Yeah, you've been here for a while. You've probably explored most of the lessons. And the other thing is, the Sax School lesson library has changed a lot over that last
it's
nearly
massively
5
changed,
years. Yeah. So there's just hundreds and hundreds more lessons in there, and also a lot more members and a lot more things going on in there to keep you busy. So that's fantastic. So yeah, that's brilliant. I love hearing stories like this where you're coming to saxophone later on, but you've got that passion, you really want to follow it through. It's fantastic. So what sort of things are you working on now when you're playing, like, as a goal?
Well, geez, it's the overall goal, really, I think, is to develop improvisational skills. I think probably for any sax player That's the biggie. Other than that, it's really just to continue developing a good tone, I think.
Yeah. I mean,
Getting
you're
more
making some
technically.
progress. We met each other at the weekend of this year, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah,
And I thought you playing and sounding great.
yeah.
And
I love that. I love that horn. That's one of Alistair Hanson's horns, the LX,
oh, okay.
which I probably bought kind of on your recommendation actually, because you'd done, and I was really disappointed when you stopped doing it. The Saxophone Life magazine.
Oh yeah.
You'd done
I haven't got
an
time to do
article.
everything.
I know, but you'd done an article with Alistair Hanson in there, and that made me look, because it was local,
Yeah.
as in the UK. That made me look, and when I read about his horns, I thought, you know what, that sounds like a really good horn to get a hold of. And actually, coincidentally, my sax tutor knows Alistair's wife,
Oh
because
wow.
she's from up this way.
Okay.
So I bought the Hanson LX, and I love it. I love it.
Fantastic.
It's a great horn.
Yeah, he makes really good saxes, definitely, and
Yeah.
he's local to me. In fact, that's inspiring me to get in touch with him and see if I can chase him down, do something else with Sax School, because he lives very close to where I live, actually. Fantastic. I saw you'd posted something recently in our community that another one of your goals was to get out playing at care homes.
Yeah, that was on the gig list thing. Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, I mean, kind of what I'm doing now is, as I said in that post, and I think a lot of guys are the same. You know, they'll try to learn a tune, and you know, you'll maybe just learn it halfway through, or just up to a certain level, but maybe not quite where you'd want to be to play it in public. So I've just really now I've really, I mean, I've got folders full of tunes off of your site and other places, but I've really just drilled it down into a handful of tunes which I'm really working on to try and get as good as I can get them.
Yeah, that's
And then
it's a fantastic goal because it focuses in your mind, and it's also achievable if there's only a certain, because you've already done some gigs at care homes, those sorts of places. I
yeah,
saw your
that's right.
video.
I've done a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you don't need 100 tunes. You only need a little number of tunes to go and do something like that. And it's quite
Exactly.
an
Yeah.
achievable goal. So good on you, Watson. That's a fantastic thing to work on.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to hear how you get on with that, actually. Fantastic. Cool. You know, I think it's great. And congratulations for being our very first legend. I know you're a big inspiration for other members because they look at you as somebody who is doing exactly what they want to do, you know, starting saxophone, and then moving it forward to the point where they're actually going out and doing some gigs, which is awesome. Would you
Yeah.
have some advice to people who maybe are just joining Sax School, the way that they could, maybe a little tip from your experience of the way they can move their progress ahead faster?
I think especially when you're starting, is don't ignore the basics, as in developing your tone and your technical ability on the horn. I think we all want to play tunes. That's obviously the ultimate goal, is to play tunes and improvise. But I think if the tone's not there and the technical ability is not there, then the tunes are not going to sound as they're meant to sound. So I would say concentrate on the basic. I think your 5-minute workouts are brilliant for that. It's just a short, sharp shock. I mean, there's times if I've got enough time, I'll probably do 3 or 4 of the 5-minute ones. So you're getting a different flavour of something different, but you're developing the core skills to then help you go forward and play the tunes the way you want to play them.
Yeah, that's really great advice. You know, stick with those basics, get those foundational skills right, and then everything else is going to come into focus. Yeah. Awesome. Well done. Hey, thanks a bunch, Watson. We'll all be watching your progress and looking forward to the future things that you're posting about your success and going out and gigging, all that sort of stuff. So good on you. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Nigel. Thank you.
Hey, just for everybody else, if you want to be considered for our Legend program, then the Sax School team and I, we look for our legends in amongst our community. So it's the things that you're posting and sharing in our community and the comments that you're doing and the things we hear about your progress. So make sure you keep us posted with what you're doing with your saxophone playing, your progress, your performing, all that sort of stuff inside Sax School. And hopefully we'll see one of you guys on as our legend in the future. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.